Oh, this is the end of Western hegemony and welcome China.
1, 2, 3, 4.
My senior friend sent me an article for me to read. So usually the way it works is that the way that particular website works is that after when they send the article, they are going to put a comment down. So he sent me an article about the Belt and Road Initiative. You get how China was the writer of the article said it was like saying China is trying to rebuild their red empire and blah blah blah. The Belt and Road Initiative and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. That's a matter for another time and everything. As far as I'm concerned, I think I'm going to talk about it. I've not talked about it. You get it. And I'm going to talk about it a little in this stuff. You understand? Whether the Belt and Road Initiative is a good thing or it's a bad thing. As far as I'm concerned, it's just there. You understand? But anyway, you get it. So it was actually the comment that I saw because it actually echoed a sentiment that I usually see amongst a lot of people. And I wanted to talk about it. So the guy was like hailing China that China is good for the US, that the US hegemony is ended, that this is new world order and everything built under China. Like, what is wrong with you guys? Is it a crime for you to build a new world order under you, under Africa? Like, why will you think the end of the US hegemony is the rise of China? Why do you want to think like that? Why should China be the next person? Why can't you? Why can't your own liberation be the next phase? You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, why, when are we going to get out of this slavery mentality as we have? You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, okay, this is the end of, that is the truth. You understand? The West does not have the ability to be able to project what any type of other sort of hard power anymore, as far as I'm concerned, on any part of the world. See, France is already living common Niger. They could not even influence Niger. They tried a botched coup against the new Burkina Faso leader. You understand? They could not even hold their stuff in. So the West does not have the ability to be able to project any type of power anywhere in the world anymore. You understand? See what they are doing in Ukraine with the whole of the might of US and NATO. See what Russia did, and they say Ukraine is stopping. Everybody knows what's happening. They can't stop Russia. You understand? Come on, Russia. Russia was not designed to counter NATO. You get it? It was the whole of the East. Russia, China, and all the Iran, Venezuela, all those guys, the bad guys in quote. I'm not saying they are bad, but I'm just saying the bad guys. It's supposed to be all of them against NATO. You understand? Because I know India is not going to support anybody. You understand? Those guys are pragmatic. They are there to do business. You understand? So it was supposed to be this and that, and everybody is fighting against Russia alone, and you cannot do anything against Russia. You understand? We know what's happening, but let's just leave that. GK, I'm trying to say. But we know that's what has happened to the West. Like, why would you even imagine that China is going to be when did China start feeding their population? Like, for Christ's sake, guys. You understand what I'm trying to say? We need to get out of this slavery mentality. The end of the Western hegemony has come. This is the time of Africa. It is not the time of China, for Christ's sake. You understand? China is going to be a very, very powerful superpower in the world. Yes, in terms of economy, yes. I don't know what's going to happen in there. I'm still going to do a video on the future of the Chinese economy after I've completed my research. I'm still doing my research on it. You understand what I'm trying to say? But in terms of military, it's looking like they are going to become a superpower in terms of military. You understand? In terms of world global politics, it's most diplomacy. It's most likely they are going to, because they are playing with this Belt and Road Initiative, they are playing their cards right. You understand what I'm trying to say? But in terms of, you understand, but they are going to be a very, very strong voice in the world, in the global stage, at the global stage, yes. But do they have to be the ones taking over as your colonial masters, for Christ's sake? You understand? The West, God has delivered us from the yoke of the West. Do you want to get another person again to go and give them your own chains? Can't you go free? Can't you set yourself free? What is wrong with us? Why can't we get out of this slavery mentality, for Christ's sake? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, why would you think that China is the next to come and become your guinea? Why can't you rule yourselves? You understand? Do you think China is going to spend that much money just to come and give it to you out of the goodness of their heart? Like, why would you think that? Look, the global, the international space, you get political and economic space. It's not like the inside of your son that where you say the principles of democracy. There's nothing like democracy in terms of international politics. You understand what I'm trying to say? It is still survival. It's still survival of the fittest. You understand? If you give people room, they will enter into your place and exploit you. You get what I'm trying to say? Everybody's out for their national interest. It is you have the responsibility to look out for your own national interest. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You have the responsibility to look out for your national interest. Let China look out for their national interest. China is not bad, neither is the West bad. They are just there to come and take as much as you will allow them to take. You understand? You have the responsibility to look out for your own national interest. So let everybody look out for their own. That's what's going to make the international space healthy for everybody. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So if you now expect that China will now come and develop you, that is slavery mentality. That is a very backward way of thinking, and we should stop that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The only people who will develop us are Africans. We are the ones that will develop ourselves. Let us figure out how we can develop ourselves. China developed themselves. Singapore developed themselves. Japan developed themselves. South Korea developed themselves. Indonesia developing themselves. Everybody develops themselves. The West developed themselves. They were global, they were world powers during the rise of the West. You understand what I'm trying to say? They didn't rise up in a vacuum. You get it? Russia was a world power. The Ottoman Empire was a world power. You understand? Well, okay, China, when the West was rising and everything, India was a world power, China was a world power. They didn't go to that place with plates in their hand and start begging for people to come and help them to develop. They developed themselves. You understand what I'm trying to say? There's space for everybody to develop. Let us look inward and everything. Let's stop having this beggarly slavery mentality. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You understand? So I was quite offended with that comment. You understand? The end of the West has come. This is the time of Africa. It's not the time of China. China is good for China. You understand? The Chinese are not going to come and develop us. It's high time for us to start developing our own companies to be able to handle critical aspects of our society, like infrastructure, like agriculture, like education, like technology, like healthcare. We need to start developing homegrown technologies, homegrown companies, homegrown entities, homegrown experts. You understand? To develop different aspects of our society. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you very much.